Today is going to be a pretty short video because I only have two things I want to talk about, but one of these things is super impressive and the other one also is very impressive. But first off, the main big event for today's video. The top player, Wordy, who you probably know, recently got Society, our current top one, in 3 runs. Wordy is currently one of the best players in the game. He's got massive progress on Tidal Wave, has beat Flame Wall, Fluke Deimos from 57, has beaten stuff like Avriand and Penumbral. He originally really came onto the scene when he was able to beat Nullscapes as a new hardest, and since then he's just popped off, and most people say him and Dovin are the current top upcoming players. But yeah, Society in 3 runs, whoa. I believe he did post somewhere that he got to the drop, but I didn't really cover it because I couldn't find the link again. But yeah, this is super impressive. The first run here is 49%. Now I know there are some people that are now debating, specifically Trick mostly, that thinking Space 2 could potentially be harder. But even so, Popoff thinks it's top 1, and Zoink really hasn't given his opinion. He said he didn't want to judge, but from what we can see and how he performed in the level, I would say it's probably top 1. And I mean, it is top 1 on the Demon list right now, so yeah, he still got the top 1 in 3 runs. That is super impressive. The next run he got here was 48 to 66, so he's clearly having struggles with the middle section because that is the shortest length of gameplay here. But this run is still super impressive. It passes a bunch of super hard wave parts and then gets into this last section here. And then he does a run from practically the same bit to 100. And yeah, you can see he did this wave, which doesn't even look possible. I don't know how that's a thing. And then does the ending here. So very, very impressive. This still only has a couple thousand views as I'm recording, and this needs way more attention put on. Because comparatively to Thinking Space 2, we obviously saw people like Trick and Popoff and Zoink make quick progress on that level when it first came out, but we haven't seen anyone really outside of that make quick progress on a top 1 since maybe like before Tidal Wave, honestly. Because even Tidal Wave, it was really just Popoff and Trick and Zoink doing it. I mean, there was more people that made runs on the level later, but that came a bit after, right? It wasn't really initially when the level dropped. And this was done after only 33,000 attempts. That is nothing for a level this difficult. And then our next thing is going to involve Abdil Devil, who you probably know as the best Peruvian player. He is currently one of the 40 best people on the stats viewer, and he's done stuff like Andromeda, Avernus, Acheron, a very, very pro player. You'll know him most for his Heliopolis progress, because he was one of the people going for Heliopolis before Zoink came in and kind of swept through everyone. You can see here that his latest post on Heliopolis was 3 months ago, where he got 38 to 97% on the level. I'm obviously not gonna count Heliopolis, the insane demon, but yeah, super, super impressive player. He's really good. And while he was the first Peruvian victor of Eyes in the Water, that's not what we're gonna be talking about today. Because recently, his little brother just beat Tartarus, which is still on the list. And what's crazy is it looks like genetics just run in this guy's family, because it only took the guy 22,000 attempts, and apparently it was a jump from Ranovan, and is only 12 years old. Now, I am one of the people that say that just because you're young doesn't make your achievement impressive. So the reason I'm going, wow, he's only 12 years old, is more because it means he has so many years to progress in the game. Because obviously there's a limiting factor with your motor skills when you're like super, super young, like you're under 8 years old, right? But really, it only takes effect when you're older. Obviously, with age, it's going to affect your reaction time, but that's not really the case when you're around 12 years old. Honestly, that's probably more optimal, so it just means he has a lot more years of optimal playtime. And apparently, he's also the youngest victor of Tartarus, which, with the amount of Tartarus victors, actually is kind of surprising, but that's still really cool to see. And yeah, 22,410 attempts. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about today. There were some other stuff that happened, but they were a couple days ago now, so they're not really daily news. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something that you didn't already know, and peace.